This podcast episode is sponsored by Stewardship Matters, Estate Planning.
Good day, seniors and active adults. Welcome back to our YouTube podcast, Get Your Weekly Slice, where we protect, inform, and educate you, our seniors and active adults, every week about what you should know as you age. It is about keeping you, our seniors, in the know. This is a Senior Living Affordability Part 2. We're going to talk about additional ways that we can source monies to fund independent assisted memory care communities. So I'm going to go right into talking about pensions and IRA. So there are some seniors and active adults, basically seniors, that still are receiving a monthly pension from a company that they worked for say 20, 30, 35 years. I know it's unheard of today, but fortunately for them, if they were with a big company, they received a pension plan to help them supplement their retirement. And if you are receiving that, kudos, because that's going to be a big part of helping pay your independent assisted memory care bill on a monthly basis. Now, keep in mind, there's also IRAs, which are more active adults, such as myself, that were started back in the early to mid 80s. And in most cases, companies would match up to 4%, 5 or 6% of what you were putting away every year on an annual basis going into your IRA to help supplement your expenses as you retire. Now, both of those are very viable. Both of them are very reliable sources of income in your retirement years. And this takes a lot of the burden off of worrying about how you're going to pay for that independent assisted memory care bill, because as time goes on and as we seniors and active adults age longer, there's a need for more of these communities, and to staff that, it's taken a lot additional monies. But in any event, pensions and IRAs are a good source of income for seniors as they plot out their plan to transition to independent assisted memory care community. Not everybody, a lot of people though, were able to invest into mutual funds, standalone mutual funds, or mutual funds supported and guided by professional financial planners. This is another source of income, but keep in mind, as we age, we need to kind of have that financial planning guide so we know with the mutual funds, because the market's always up and down, how we are going to be able to plot out our plan to make more money, but also as we age to protect that money. Because the last thing we want to do is have that money invested in volatile funds that make you a lot of money at certain times or certain periods. But then again, if you keep it in there and the market switches, you might end up losing some of that capital that's in those mutual funds. But make sure that you have a reliable person or a financial planner to help guide you through this process, so you can bring everything in under one umbrella, and it'll help you out in the long run if you have a lot of money. If you don't, either way, we need the help from a financial planner to circumvent additional taxes as we age with our portfolios. Now, another one, I'm not well versed other than annuities. I know there's a lot of different types of annuities, and I don't want to say that I am a professional to provide you guidance with annuities. All I can say is that a financial planner is much better equipped and educated to guide you with annuities because there's so many different ones that you can make money off of them, short term, long term, and you can also help yourself by having some of the annuities purchased or planned to provide you tax incentives to help lower your tax bill on an annual basis as you age. So again, you have to have a financial planner that's well versed with all of what I'm sharing with you, both in part one and part two of these different types of sources that I call senior living affordability. Savings accounts, now some people, not everybody, are comfortable with putting their money in a savings account at a bank or at a credit union, and they're not comfortable with investing in mutual funds with a financial planner or in stocks and bonds. In any way, in shape or form, savings accounts are there. They're the most safest vehicle out there for your money, but they are the vehicle that provides you the least income or interest rates on your money. So, as an example, right now, most savings accounts, if we're lucky, are paying maybe 1.5%, and they've been as low as 0.5 to 0.75%. Whereas if you invested with the financial planner or took it upon yourself to invest into mutual funds, stocks or bonds, or annuities, if that's a path you choose, those are going to make you much more money. And I would venture to say a good number would be anywhere between 5 to 10% on your money, as opposed to a savings account that's going to make you about 1% on your money. So I want you to keep that in mind. Social Security, you get it. You can be taxed depending on what your portfolio amount is. But also, if you're in need of Social Security and say your significant other passes and your significant other was able to make more money than you, doesn't make any difference, female, male, you can always go back to Social Security and figure out, and again, you have to be married initially, but you can go back and you can get the most that out of what is the most beneficial for you on the husband or the wife's Social Security. So if you're on a lower end and the significant other had a higher end, there's potential that you'll be able to get the higher end as you age. So keep that in mind. I know that Social Security is difficult to set up appointments, get in contact with, and the phone, like most every business is anymore, that don't have a real person answering the phone. But in any event, that is a conversation you have to have when you're trying to bring or source all the different monies that could be available to you for you as you're looking to transition into independent assisted memory care community. I spoke a little bit about stocks and bonds. Some can do their own stocks and bond investments, but a majority of people will run them through mutual funds where they're self-guided by you or by a financial planner. Either way, that if you're able to and had the ability to have money, stocks and bonds are a good avenue to make money. So as you retire and transition into those communities, that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Now, a lot of people, and I find this out a lot of the time, is VA benefits. Spouses and families are really unaware that there are VA benefits available. So I'm going to give you an example. If there is a husband who was a veteran during war times, which were established by the VA administration, and you could go to my website at yourfloridahaven.com, and on the rotating, I have one screen there that shows VA benefits as to what period of time you can take advantage of those benefits. So going back to that example, if your husband was a veteran and he passes, and he was during that wartime, you need to reach out to someone and find out what benefits are available for you. Now, there are some asset income restrictions, but if you plan early enough, because they always have a look back period, you'll be able to get things put in place where you'll be able to take advantage of that VA benefit once and if you move in to an independent assisted memory care community. And keep in mind that benefit currently in 2022 for the spouse can be $1,200 to $1,300 a month, which can go towards that monthly bill at that independent senior living community. And that comes in a big way to help offset the total cost that you're incurring at that community. So keep that in mind. I also want you to keep in mind that if you choose to stay at home as long as you possibly can before you make that move to independent assisted memory care community, and there are a few things that you need assistance with. When I say a few, I mean 2 minimum of the 7 types of daily living that you're having difficult with. Reach out to me. I can set you up with a financial planner, and he can find out what VA benefits are available for you to pay a family member, a good friend, some type of monthly stipend through the VA benefits, which you, if qualified, are going to be entitled to. So I want you to keep that in mind. You can use VA benefits mostly when you transition into independent assisted memory care, but you can also, depending on the circumstances, use them at home while you're aging to help support someone as a caregiver who is helping you still live and age at home. So keep that in mind. Long-term care, this is another one that a lot of us never thought about. And when we thought about it, it was too late because the expense on a monthly basis was extremely too high. So I want you to keep in mind that long-term care, if you have it, it's a good thing. You're very blessed to have it. But people are living longer, so there's adjustments now on long-term care insurance. And always in the past, if you had long-term care insurance, this is one of those snafus that was stigmatized with long-term care insurance. If you never used it, your heirs or family never received it if you passed. But now there's a way that it can be tied to life insurance, And if you don't use it and you have it, that money can be a life insurance policy that gets forwarded to your heirs or family upon your death. So keep that in mind. But there's also long-term care insurance because people are living longer. They're making adjustments, either keeping the rates the same, but lowering how many years you can have long-term or take advantage of long-term care insurance, or they can increase the rates, and then there'll be a similar increase in years that you can use it. So the long-term care insurance companies are trying to keep it available for people who have it, but they have to make adjustments as we age longer, live longer, to make sure that this is a viable insurance for people when they counted on it to move into independent assisted or a memory care community. Now, given that, I want to share that one of my trusted resources and services is a financial planner, and he can help with all of these type of sources of income for you. It's worth your while to have that conversation. Again, keep in mind, I'm always about making you proactive as opposed to reactive. If you're proactive, you can put things in place, and that will eliminate a lot of your stress, both financially and mentally. If you're reactive, which most people are, 90 to 95% of seniors and active adults are, if you're reactive, then you're going to lose all kinds of money. And that money that you're losing is a source to keep you in these independent assisted memory care communities. So he's one of my sponsors. And if you're interested, reach out to me and I'll connect you, given the circumstances that I could share with him. And he'll be more than happy to help you, as he has past clients and still is with past clients, helping them survive what could possibly be a money crunch once they made that move to independent assisted memory care communities. So I hope this helps part 2, and I hope you watch part 1, because these are a combination of different sources for you and who we need to connect you with to make this work for you, so you don't encounter any stress as you age, making that transition into these type of communities. In closing, I hope you enjoyed today's Get Your Weekly Slice. If you'd like to discuss further today's topic, you can reach me via email at mike@your, Y-O-U-R, Florida, spelled out, Haven, Haven.com, or call me at 407-340-5291 to set up an appointment. I provide a free 1.5-hour in-person meeting to discuss your future plans on aging, while providing you a minimum of 3 options to choose from. Don't forget to follow us and like us on Facebook and Instagram. While on my website at yourfloridahaven.com, sign up for my monthly newsletter, RSV to any of my in-person events, which are held at the Orange County Library, Smarter Senior Seminar Series events, and to view any and all of my videos and podcasts. We hope these podcasts are helpful, and if they are, please share with your friends, family, and neighbors by letting them know what we offer as certified senior housing professionals, designated real estate agents, to our seniors and active adults as they age. We're a connector. It is about keeping seniors in the know. Till next time, when you come back to get your Weekly Slice.
This podcast episode is sponsored by Stewardship Matters, Estate Planning.